When Hybe announced their new female group, fans were naturally excited. While Hybe is known for being the experts at creating male groups such as BTS and Hyphen and TXT, we didn't really know how they would fare creating a female group. After all, their latest girl groups have been acquisitions from Source Music, Pledis Entertainment, and other companies that they've bought. So how would they create a group that would compete in the fourth generation? And their answer would be Sserafim.
What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? I'm fearless.
Their debut, Fearless, was a big hit among both Korean as well as international fans. This group would be placed under Hybe's subsidiary, Source Music. The Sserafim would be one of the most hyped female groups in some time, and you know, I can't blame fans for buying into that Kool-Aid. Anytime Hybe makes moves, and especially makes a new group, fans are gonna listen, including myself. So the other three big labels have some powerhouse female groups already. You have JYP with Twice and ITZY, you have SM Entertainment with Red Velvet and aespa, and you have YG with, of course, Blackpink. And Hybe would soon counter with Sserafim, picking up two members from IZ*ONE, Chaewon and Miyawaki Sakura. And I think this is going to aid Sserafim a lot because IZ*ONE is a very iconic group and still missed today. So you're going to have a lot of IZ*ONE fans coming in to support Sserafim. So with a banging debut, talented and gorgeous ladies, and backed by the most powerful K-pop label today, why aren't more fans and media talking about Sserafim? Why aren't the group's talents and music being talked about more? The answer, unfortunately, because the group got caught in a scandal, or rather, one person, Kim Garam. And while I do think the incident is very serious, which is a bullying scandal, I do think at the same time, it's very sad for the group because nearly all the talk of Sserafim is about this bullying scandal. Because I felt that Sserafim had a great debut that was undone by this very scandal. So let's get this drama out of the way first, because it's hard to talk about Sserafim without talking about the bullying scandal that happened in the aftermath of the group's debut, namely with one of its members, 16-year-old Kim Garam. It's one of those necessary evils that I'm forced to talk about this drama since it does play a huge part in Sserafim's career thus far. And to do that, I'm going to give a more summarized version of the event, so I'll try to get through this as fast as I can. This drama, unfortunately, gets quite messy, so here's a brief explanation on what went down. Reports surfaced that Kim Garam did some bullying back when she was 12 years old in 2018 when she was still a middle school student. It was alleged that she bullied a girl named So, which is a pseudonym on the alleged victim's real name. Hybe and Source Music counters by saying that Kim Garam was actually the victim, and defends themselves by saying that the situation is more complicated and that the public is just hearing a one-sided event. So, in turn, gets an extreme amount of harassment online from Hybe fans and Sserafim fans. Yet alleged victims fire back, defending So, and started coming out, countering the big K-pop label. They released photos, Garam's text messages, and testimony, pointing out that Garam was actually the bully, with one official school document saying that Kim Garam was involved in school violence, with So saying that she was so stressed out that she was thinking of doing the unthinkable, and that she had to eventually withdraw from the middle school. Things get really heated when So's legal team, Daerun, tells Hybe that if they don't back down on saying that Garam is innocent and not a bully, that they'll release full transcripts of what went down. That Daerun La, nor So, doesn't want any money, but an apology from Garam, and that she was at fault for all the wrongdoings. Hybe and Source Music, in turn, beats Daerun La to the punch and releases a more detailed public statement of the allegations on Kim Garam, saying that the two girls, So and Garam, used to be friends, that they had an altercation back in 2018 where they argued for 3 hours, and after that, they apologized to one another. So this should all be over, yes? If only teenage drama were that easy, especially in Korea. After the altercation was thought to be over, So told her friends about it, and her friends threatened Garam, including physical threats. And as the story goes, So allegedly took a picture of a student named D when she was undressing and posting it on social media. This is also known as molka in Korean. Then Kim Garam defended her friend D by confronting So and saying that it was wrong to do molka, and that yes, So did have to transfer schools in the end. From this, Hybe implied that both So and Garam were at fault, that both sides were bullying one another, and by giving more context, this can clear up Kim Garam's name. Yet this PR move didn't go as planned. After the altercation was thought to be over, Dae-la and the alleged victims stood firm that Kim Garam had a dark bullying past and that she should be held responsible. More stories from her middle school came out, including students allegedly witnessing Kim Garam's horrible attitude by belittling and mocking others in preparation of a dance festival called the One Heart Festival. Many Korean K-pop fans have also believed the alleged victims and dismissed Hybe's PR defense, shunning Kim Garam wherever she performed, with the hashtag #GaramOut trending on Twitter, and Twitter K-pop fans making their thoughts known in disapproval of Kim Garam, her past actions, and Hybe's handling of the situation, putting Hybe on the defensive and making them work overtime to defend Kim Garam, while also keeping LeSserafim's image intact. At the time of this video, Hybe has no plans to permanently kick out Garam out of the group, and for now, will take Garam out of any future promotions. While there's no definite conclusion from this bullying scandal and who's right or wrong, and I do have this feeling that Hybe and Dae-la are probably going to settle outside of court, one thing is for certain: this scandal negatively impacted the group and slowed down its momentum greatly. I always believe that the first year is the most important for any rookie group, as it sets the tone of your group, gets fans massively hyped up, and sets expectations for years 2 and 3. But with the scandal going on, it just blunted and slowed down much of that hype. Because we should be talking about their debut Fearless, LeSserafim standing in the 4th generation of K-pop groups, or a host of other cool topics that we can talk about. But we're not talking about that, at least most fans. Instead, we're talking about how many fans are saying this group is the SOTY, or Scandal of the Year group. Yeah, I guess that's one thing that's never gonna go away with K-pop. Scandals are always reign supreme. And sadly, the other members were caught in this collateral damage of Kim Garam's bullying scandal, where the group, right or wrong, will have a black mark based on what happened to one member. Some events have already been cancelled. Hybe is taking this very cautious, slow approach, which I do not blame them for doing. And I'm sure there's some companies that want to sponsor LeSserafim, and they were ready to do it right away, but because of this scandal, they're very hesitant to do so. I feel there's so many things we can talk about that's interesting about this group, such as their 4th generation standing among female groups, or Hybe's strategy with this group, or new musical trends that this group can take, or even their solid B-sides. While Fearless will get the most attention because it's their title track, if you listen to their B-sides, there's some unearthed gems, such as Blue Flame, and Sour Grapes.
You heard me.
Both these songs could have been potential title tracks. That's how good they are, and how good LeSserafim's music is so far. So one of the biggest stories about LeSserafim is how it shakes up 4th generation female groups. Because now, Hybe has created their own in-house female group, where Hybe and Source Music can mold this group how they see fit. And I do think the group is quite talented, as for instance, when you're watching them perform Fearless on music shows, you can see them singing low notes while performing at the same time. And I know that is hard to do. And I also say that their live vocals, while a bit on the weak side at first, has been improved drastically with each performance. And I think that's a really big key of how good a rookie group can handle adversity, if they can improve after each live performance. And LeSserafim has been doing that so far. Not to mention that their fashion is quite on point during their live performances. And this is important for the girls getting future sponsorship deals when it comes to fashion and clothing brands. And as mentioned earlier, their debut song Fearless was well received. The group also has a potential overseas. For example, the group has 2 members from Japan, Kazuha and Miyawaki Sakura. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I'm a big supporter of groups that are multilingual because it expands their options into new markets. So with the 2 Japanese members, they can go to Japan and promote flawlessly, just like how Eyes One exploded in Japan and what Twice can do. And then you got Yujin, who's Korean American, who can open up English-speaking countries as well. And with that huge reach that LeSserafim has, that has massive potential. LeSserafim is doing very well so far. They hit number 2 on the Gaon charts, number 3 on the Oricon, and number 1 on Billboard Japan. They also sold over 380,000 pre-orders, showing the huge excitement behind the group. To get to the upper tier of female groups, they'll need to release a string of bangers for at least the next year. songs that can hit in the top 10 of the major Korean charts, songs that are talked about with both Korean and international fans, being seen often on Korean media for interviews and TV shows, and being featured on CFs or commercial films. Now there will be some growing pains as switching to a 5-member group and filling in any singing parts and choreography that Kim Garam would have had. The group will also have to consistently perform well to distance themselves away from the bullying incident by performing on various music shows. But so far, so good, as the ladies are quite professional and are performing like nothing happened. While the Sserafim's debut was great, at the same time, it was sad because of the bullying scandal and how all the attention went to that instead of the group's incredible potential. The group has been doing some behind the scenes and filming the group just messing around and having fun during their downtime. This is important, of course, to show relatability and to provide that sneak peek into the Sserafim's K-pop lives. With that being said, I did think it was smart for Hybe to put Kim Garam on hiatus after the bullying scandal, as the Korean public, as of right now, won't forgive her. The focus has to be on the remaining 5 ladies to carry the group, see if Hybe and Daerunla can settle things behind the scenes, and see if Kim Garam can pull off a comeback story, and to wait for some time for the drama to pass on by. Well, for Hybe and Source Music, that time would be about 2 months after the scandal, as they announced on June 21st that Garam would come back. Garam would be rejoining the group to promote in Japan, and this will be interesting to see how well received she is when she returns. I would say they have incredible potential to be a huge group in the near future, where instead of Sserafim's most searched term being Kim Garam bullying, fans will be searching up more their bangers, their choreography, and the members' profiles to get to know them better. And I do think in due time, the group is going to get past the Kim Garam bullying scandal. And if they do, Hybe and Source Music will have a powerful group in Sserafim and will put their stamp on the 4th generation of female idols. So now over to you. Thank you for watching, and I'd love to know your take in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.